In December of 2016, I interviewed Susan about her over 50-pound weight loss that she accomplished with the help of her Fitbit fitness tracker. It's now about a year later, and I'm having another talk with her about how she's doing now. Hi, Susan.
Hi.
Welcome to the Wild on the Go show with Bernie Wild.
Hi, Bernie.
So we did a previous video, and we'll put a link to that in the description so that people can go back. We really encourage them to check that out. That'll give them a lot more information about what you did as far as getting started with your weight loss and using a Fitbit. So just by way of just going over some of it, tell everybody what you accomplished essentially.
Well, I lost about 55 pounds over a 10-month period, and now a year later I have maintained that weight loss.
So you're still using the Fitbit?
Yep, I'm still using it. I've made a couple of adjustments with it. When I got to what I considered my goal weight where I was comfortable, I figured, well, if I'm not trying to actively lose weight, I should be able to increase my calorie intake a little bit and stay at that activity level. But unfortunately, as we get older, it gets harder and harder to maintain that weight loss. So I found after about a month or so of doing that, I had gained a pound or maybe a pound and a half. So I decided, well, I can do one of two things. I can either decrease my calories again or increase my activity. And I had gotten pretty comfortable at the calorie intake that I was at. I had, figured out my portion sizes and what I could have, and I need to be able to have a dessert in my plan because I'm kind of a chocoholic, and so in order to maintain this over the long haul, that's something that I need to incorporate into my plan. So I decided to increase the activity. So I went ahead and upped the step goal to 6 miles a day rather than 5 miles, and that seems to be working for me.
Yeah, and this isn't like maybe in the past where you would try a diet or try something like that and then you would get off of it and start gaining the weight back. It wasn't that kind of thing. It was just something that you need to monitor so that you
gradual.
can make a change when,
Right.
and that's why it's important to monitor so that you know if you need to make an adjustment.
That's why I love the Fitbit so much, because it gives you that budget, and it with the calories versus the activity, and it shows you, well, based on the amount of activity you're doing, you can't afford to have that many more calories. So I can make the adjustment either way that works. So that's a really great thing about it.
Okay, so is there anything that you feel that you should improve on, if anything? I mean,
yeah,
there's always room for improvement.
Yeah, exactly. Well, at the end of the last video, I mentioned trying to get in some more strength training and type, toning up kind of things. And I have not been very consistent about doing that. I need to get definitely more consistent with that. I have some at-home videos, Pilates, yoga. Those are things that I really like. And if we're, somewhere where there's a gym available, fitness room, doing some weights, I have some resistance bands. So I have, things to do. I just need to, that's my next goal for sure, is to get pretty consistent with doing that and just tone up and stay at this size. I'm pretty comfortable here.
Well, it definitely appears to and seems like it's working for you. And I know that you've been wanting to do more of the resistance training for a while, and to be honest, that you've been so active that you probably really haven't figured out where to fit that in.
Yeah.
But you certainly have come to the conclusion that you want to make adjustments, and it just seems like it's an integral part of a workout.
Yeah, it is. It's just being able to, the muscle takes up, even though you may gain a pound or two, when you add muscle, the muscle's so much more compact, and it makes you look better and be stronger, which is good. So
yeah, definitely, it goes a long way in many directions. And so, is there anything that you can do to encourage other people? I mean, anything you could say? I mean, you've done a lot to encourage, but I mean, is there anything that you could say that would offer some help to people that are thinking about starting something like this? Because now you're not on like a huge, rigorous workout in one way, but in another way you are, because this has been revolutionary for you. It's been all consuming in some ways, but not in a a depressive type way. It's been,
no, it's more in a challenge myself every day way. It's more a I call it kind of a good obsession. I'm obsessed with meeting my goals every day, and I just feel like if I let that slip, if I don't do that, then there will be some kind of huge backslide with a lot of weight gain. So I kind of make it a priority and make it important to hit those goals and make that Fitbit turn green every day.
Yeah, well, there's people watching that are going to say, well, that's easy for you, or you're this way all the time. You've always been this way. So I mean, you essentially, as you mentioned in the previous video, that you were basically at a point of despair. Yeah. Essentially.
Yeah, and have given up and conceded and totally believed that I was just going to be at that weight and it was going to just keep going up, and that was just all there was to it, and there wasn't anything I could do about it. And so that's why I'm really grateful that I've found this and been able to use it in a way that has allowed me to lose the weight and keep the weight off and get you into it. Bernie's got a Fitbit now, so
and I think that's probably helped you some. I mean, not that I wasn't doing it with you before, because I was, but now it's kind of counting. But I will say that I wasn't that, like, I didn't have anything really behind me saying go do it, and now I have it, so I totally get having that on my arm, because I mean, there might be times when I just basically say, oh well, it's raining, and it's not that I'm looking for an excuse, it's just it is an excuse, so I don't have to do it. But when I look at this, it kind of it's not even, maybe when you first start out it's like, oh, I got to go do this, but it really isn't like that, is it? It's not like a burden. It definitely, it's almost like an encouragement.
It kind of is. It really doesn't seem like a, oh geez, I have to go work out for an hour or something. It's just we need to go for a walk, and we just go out and do it, and
we talk and we see things and we experience different places.
We try to go different places to walk all the time. If it's cold, try to find some place inside that's big that we can walk, or whatever we can do.
We do more now than we did then, but you got to start somewhere, and it's just about challenging yourself. And I can't write your goals, you can't write mine, and we can't write other people's, and this might not work for everybody, but it's certainly been working for you, right?
Yeah, it definitely won't work for everybody, but hopefully they'll find something that does work for them. And if you think that it'll work for you, I hope that you will give it a try, because it's been great. The only I guess maybe negative thing I could say at this point was I'm kind of burnt out on the purple. I love the Fitbit and I'm happy to keep doing that, but I'm just really over the purple. So I think when this one gives out and I have to look for another one, it may be one of the ones with the interchangeable bands that you can maybe change with your moods.
Yeah, so who knows, maybe something like that's on the horizon for you. All right, so is there anything else you'd like to say before we go? Anything that you can offer the viewers?
No, just like I said, find what works for you. If this is something that's important in your life, is to get more fit or to lose weight or be more healthy, just find what works for you to be able to incorporate it into your life long haul, and don't go on a diet. Just find a diet that works for you, and an exercise plan that works with your life and that you can maintain.
Well, I know you've encouraged a lot of people, you've inspired a lot of people, you've encouraged and inspired me, and so in turn now I'm doing it, and it's certainly good for my health, and so I thank you for that, and thanks for doing the interview.
All right, thank you. fit.